Hello, this is Slingshot Warrior with a stream about the importance of axe throwing. Okay. Axis galore. Okay. And that's what I'm going to discuss, axe throwing, the importance of it from a historical perspective and from a modern combat perspective. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be discussing in the stream. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So I'm just going to wait for people to come in. Well, my one viewer just disappeared. Let's see what happens. Okay, my viewer is back. I'm just going to wait for people to come in so I can have this discussion. I don't want to be a one-sided stream after all. Today I did a video of me using this axe. Well, throwing this axe. And I made it a two-part video because the first one, there's a lot of stuff I couldn't put in. A lot of great axe throwing sticks that I couldn't put into it. Ooh, there we go. Getting the viewers up. Hope to get the thumbs up. Okay. The chat is still cold, but I'm still waiting. But yeah. Oh, I got a thumb up too. Got 3 viewers. And 4 viewers. But the chat is still cold. It's blank. Oh. Really? Look, I don't know who you are, but you gotta go. I'm sorry, but no trolls allowed. Very funny. Nope. Anyway, getting back to what I need to do. That being said, I'm talking about the importance of axe throwing when it comes to combat skill and self-defense. And, you know, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to wait for some regulars to come into the chat and not the trolls. Hello, Head and Shoulders. It's called a throwing axe. And if you watch my video today, you would see that I was throwing my throwing axe. This is called an undercover. It's cheap, stainless steel, but it's a great throwing axe. The only thing, it doesn't have enough balance at the top. So you have to basically, it's got great rotation, but it's a little light. Okay, well, now that everyone's here, I'll talk about it. Historically, it's a throwing axe, okay? Now, I have different kinds here. different kinds. It's your basic yeah. So I had different kinds here, so I decided to go with this one because this one is what I was throwing today. Now this one's very sharp and it's a little lighter, let's say, than this one. And you want to axe with a certain amount of balance and a certain width on the blade at the head of the axe to make a good throwing axe. This is a good balance for a throwing axe, by the way. Certain amount of width at the head. It thins out, it tapers at the edge and at the chisel spike. So this is a pretty good balance for a throwing axe. This one is light. That means that you have to basically use it. You have to basically when you throw this, you have to give it all you got. You have to basically you have to give it a little more speed, more zip, and when you're throwing, you gotta fling it. You gotta fling it, and that's but it works. I mean, because it has a sharp edge, it will stick. It's just you gotta fling it a little faster because it's lighter. So now historically, throwing axes have been used in warfare, in Europe and the Americas. They've been very good. So, that being said, in modern combat, these kind of axes are still used by our soldiers, tomahawks and stuff like that. So, yeah, these are very good for certain situations. These aren't your main weapon, but these are one of the tools that you can employ. You know? Oh, that's very good, Head and Shoulders. That it is. Quite lethal, though. It's been effective on the battlefield for thousands of years, throwing axes. In Europe, they were used to great effect on the battlefield. And the Apaches have used them. Yes, exactly, Head and Shoulders. Now, this is basically what it is. This should be a part of everyone's tool. If you don't know how to throw an axe, I mean, you firearms guy, yes, shoot. But you should always have a throwing axe. You should always know how to throw an axe. Thanks, bro. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Now, historical significance of the throwing axe. For example, the tomahawk, the kind of like axes that were the natives used. Well, they didn't have any metal. We actually traded boarding axes to the native, and that started that whole axe culture with the natives. You know what I mean? So, in a lot of ways, we showed them the metal axe, because they didn't have any metal tools. I'm having a great evening. I did a great video of me throwing my axe. So this is the axe that I threw. I do like this axe. It's got a great rotation. But it's a tad bit light, I will say. So in order to throw this axe, you have to basically give it all you got. And you have to have speed in your hands. You got to fling it forward, so it sticks. But it can be done. So this one has a great balance. This is a great balance throwing axe. It's got this nice balanced weight in the middle. at the head. This one still can be thrown, but it's got a nice tapering. But yeah, you got a certain, but you can't throw a camp hatchet. I'll put it that way because it doesn't have the right balance. Throwing axes have got to have the right balance. Funny. Well. Well, we got a slight, a little backhanded insult. I am so sorry. All right, you don't. All right, I'll retract that. Okay. Yes, I'll be able to throw axes where I'm moving to. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm moving to a more country, rural area. Yes, I'll be able to throw axes. Sorry, I mistake that. Okay. Moving along. Anyway, but the importance of axe throwing cannot be understated. This is a skill that could save your life in home defense, and in if you got to be in a combat situation. You don't know if you're ever going to be in a combat situation. We live in a very unstable country right now, a very unstable world right now. So learning how to throw an axe could be a good idea. Well, this one's a light axe. It's fairly light. It's thin. It's a cheap axe, but it's sharp and it's got a great rotation, Hunter. A great rotation. It's got this inward curve where it gives it that great rotation in flight. So in order to throw this kind of axe, this kind of light axe, it's got to be sharp, and you have to basically give it some speed. You got to zip it for it. You got to, when you throw it, you got to fling it, to make it stick. But it will work. It's still got enough weight to basically penetrate. If it's flung with that speed, it's still got enough weight to basically go through an aggressor's skull. The kid to bury it in an aggressor's skull. So yeah. Oh, how you doing, Joseph? I just did an axe throwing video. Well, two of them, 2-part series today. So I was talking about the importance of axe throwing as a combat skill for self-defense and for other things, because you never know when you're going to need when you need to throw an axe. It's one of the tools that you can employ for your own defense or the defense of a loved one. I'm going to give you a hypothetical scenario. It's the middle of the night. A guy is beating up your girlfriend or mother. You got this axe, and you just throw this into his back you fling this into your enemy's back, into basically that aggressor's back. I can assure you that's going to bury into his back. He will not have any more fight in him. He will go down. Well, thank you, Joseph. Yeah, but that being said, yeah, axe throwing. Learn to throw an axe. It's not hard to get these, but make sure it's tapered. It's got a balance to it. Not all, a camp hatchet is not going to be able to throw, okay? I cannot stress this enough. A camp hatchet is not going to be a thrower, okay? Now, this one has a great balance to it. Great balance for throwing. Great balance on the head, Awesome, Joe. Awesome. So the importance of axe throwing for self-defense and for a combat situation cannot be understated. This simple weapon has been used on the battlefield for thousands of years by my ancestors, by American Indians, and it's been effective. There's a reason why this is used. You know, that rotation gives it power. Go to budk.com. This is where I got it, BudK. This is called the Undercover. The Undercover, it's stainless steel. It's cheap. But it's a good throwing axe. Now you can find different kinds of throwing axe. eBay is where I got this bad boy, and the other one I got from eBay. So you can go to eBay and get yourself a set of throwing axes. Some of the best throwing axes are basically the Smith & Wesson throwing axe set. If that's what you want to get, the Smith & Wesson. This one has been fairly effective. It's sharp. It's cheap. This one is I like that inward curve, but it does require me to. But maybe that's a good thing because it requires me to give it a much more greater throw. You could probably need to fling it when I throw it because that'll make it stick. But I can assure you, it will stick. I mean, that's wood. Okay, throwing this into someone's, let's say, an aggressor's back who was attacking a family member, it will stick because that's flesh. Yeah. So yeah, these are important things to have, and these have been used on the battlefield for thousands of years by my ancestors and other people. I cannot never underestimate a throwing axe in full rotation, and the kind of damage it can do to a human body. It can do a lot of damage. Trust me. And the funny thing is, a lot of states and even England, they ban ninja throwing stars, which to be honest with you, they're not going to be that deadly throwing stars unless they're poison, unless you hit the throat. These things, not banned in England, not banned in most states, are lethal, are much more lethal when it comes to it as a throwing weapon, I have not thrown those. Now, I have been liking throwing axes. Now, I've thrown spikes. I've thrown knives. But I do prefer throwing the axe. The axe is something that I prefer throwing. I don't know why. I just enjoy it. I enjoy it more, But yeah, learn how to throw an axe. And I want to repeat that. Learn how to throw an axe. And for all your other self-defense needs, go to Modern Combat Sports. And with the promo code, capital letters, TACFAM, you'll get 10% off on all your less than lethal purchases. From pepper balls to basically to launchers. So enjoy that. And even high-powered pellet rifles. Yeah. So that being said, I want to throw those camo camp. I have not, but I've been throwing axes, and this one actually is pretty good. I got to give it more fling for the stick, but I can tell you, it's got a better rotation than this. And this, it's the curve, it's the inward curve. That's the reason why it's got a better rotation. That being said, So this is a tool you want in your arsenal. You want it. And you want to learn how to use it effectively. This is a tool you want. You know how to use this tool because this is going to be one of the most lethal tools in your arsenal. I can guarantee that. Guarantee it. It's not going to be, it's just, but it's one of the tools. Yes, I know, basically guns and bullets. Yeah, you got to learn how to shoot. Got to learn how to have shooting skills. I get that. But you got to learn how to use other weapons effectively. I learned train with different things. Learn how to use every weapon you got at your disposal. And that's the mindset of a warrior. Thank you. I've seen it. Joseph, that's a two-handed throwing thing. Yeah, it's like like a Viking style throwing. I prefer a one-handed throwing. But yeah, I know. Oh, thank you, Camo Camp. I'm glad you like it. I don't know anything about that. You're always welcome here, Carolyn. You've always been nice. I don't know anything about that. But right now I'm talking about the importance of throwing axes as basically a combat skill that if you basically are wanting, if you want to learn self-defense, that you should learn this skill. It should be in your arsenal. The axe should be there. Was I? Oh boy. I was not. Was I yelled? What? I don't. I did not say anything like that. I don't remember anything like that. Carolyn. Thank you. I love all the thumbs up I can get, all the support. Anyway, I'm talking about the importance of throwing. This is a skill you're going to need. Trust me. With the way things are going in this world, learn to throw an axe. Learn different skills. But today I'm emphasizing throwing axes. Just remember, not every axe is equal. Camp hatchets are not throwing axes. This is balanced, tapered, the way a throwing axe should be. Tapering is the important thing here. The emphasis on tapering. This is the heads have got to be a certain balance. Anyway. A lot of bullshit. Anyway, that being said, anyone got any questions about, axe throwing? Because I've been doing it for a while, throwing axes. So I'm not saying I'm an expert at throwing axes. It's a simple thing to do. It's like throwing to an axe, okay? All you need to do is have your arm. To give a better example, I'll use this one. It's simple. What you have to do is have your arm like this, okay? Not like that, like this. You just go back and woo. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. Anyway, that's the point. If you practice with this, you have to have a piece of wood for a target. It can't when you practice with an axe. Okay, I will tell you this: never throw at a green tree. I've learned that in my life. Any tree that's alive is not going to stick. A tree that's living is not going to stick, but a tree that's dead, or basically a log, like a log wheel. You can create a pallet target if that's what you want, like a pallet wooden target. Any type of wooden target, it's got to be like wood that's not that's not alive, to basically so it sticks. It is true that I've been purging the Boit for my life, but here's the thing: it's not you. I mean, I've been purging people connected with Dave. That's all. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. But you're not connected to him, so I don't. That being said, let's get back to what I was doing. So, get yourself a throwing axe. They're cheap. You can get them. This one was about $10 and cheap steel, but loads of fun. 6 thumbs up. Okay, the chat's going cold. That's never a good sign if the chat's going cold, but I've been repeating myself. Well, now that we've done this, I've talked about the emphasis of throwing axes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, we got another thumbs up. Thank you. Now I've talked about throwing axes as an important skill to learn. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody has any questions? I'm glad to ask them because I have been throwing axes for a while. So I'm looking for questions. The chat is pretty cold. Oh, hello, Art. Yeah. Thank you. I've already discussed it. The importance of throwing axes as a combat skill. I just did a video, Art, today. Well, I did a 2-part video of me throwing axes in the backwoods axe throwing. So I just wanted to emphasize the importance of axe throwing. For thousands of years, it's been used as a skill since metal was developed. Iron axes were thrown on the battlefields of ancient Europe. The Apache used throwing axes for guerrilla actions. Chicken tonight, just like every night. Yes, I know about the UK laws on the restrictions on air gun power, but there is a product that's available on eBay, Art, that I talked about before. That's 14 joules, and it's a crossbow type device. How you doing, Red? It's called the Sling Hammer. It shoots 12 millimeter steel balls. It's 14 joules. It's got a 90-pound draw limb on this crossbow-like device. It has a built-in magazine, and it's a repeating crossbow type device. And I think that that's pretty good for the European market, because I know about they don't have regulations in England on crossbows. So this would be pretty good because it's 14 joules. 14 joules can smash through a coconut. 14 joules could stop someone in the tracks. So I think you should look up that video where I endorse a product that's on eBay. It's called the Sling Hammer, and you'll find it. That will help you for your self-defense needs. And by the way, self-defense is a God-given right. Self-defense should never be outlawed anywhere. How you doing, Red? I'm talking about the importance. I was talking about the importance of throwing axes. So I already did that. I covered the like throwing axes, the importance of them. I did some throwing axe videos. I threw this axe today. I showed a few examples throwing axes, like the balance of a throwing axe. But it's got to have a right balance, a tapering, you could say. Okay. That being said, the Sling Hammer is the solution for you guys in the UK and Europe that have tight air gun restrictions. They don't ban the air guns, but they restrict the power, from what I can tell. That being said, you have an alternative here. It's called the Sling Hammer, and it shoots 12 millimeter steel balls. Well, yeah. With this thing, okay, it's a repeating crossbow type device, Art. It is so it's easy to shoot, and it's 14 joules. I mean, that's and it shoots like 12 millimeter steel ball. It's perfect for you guys in Europe. I mean, it's a repeating crossbow, so. It's got a built-in magazine. Thank you, Red. Thank you. So I did this video for the axe. I'm a warrior wielding an axe. This in my hand is a lethal weapon. You would never want to face me with one of these in my hand, ever. But thank God I'm your friend. Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, you get the picture. Thanks. The axe is a very powerful weapon. Well, I'll put it this way. We're talking about 12 millimeter steel balls here. They ain't little. So you built-in magazine. So 14 joules. That's almost air gun power. That's almost like a pre-charged automatic in the United States. That's almost a PCP air rifle, American style. Well, that's the beauty of it. It's a repeating crossbow. That means if you miss, you have several more shots to go. That's the beauty of it. If you miss, you've got more shots. It's a repeating crossbow with a built-in magazine. Know what I mean? 12 millimeter steel ball and 14 joules. You know, and you got multiple shots ready to go. You can't lose. Oh, you just make a catch box. You just make a catch box for those steel ball bearings of yours. It's not hard to build a catch box. You can build them. You just take you take a plastic. You take like a tote. You cut out a tote and put like a towel behind it, or basically like an old drapery or whatever. It's not hard to make a catch box for your steel ball bearings. So true, Joe. So true. It's heavy. And at 14 joules, I mean, the sling hammer will do its job. Okay. 14 joules can go right through it, can smash into a coconut. Okay. Including a human coconut. But yeah. So the sling hammer is a very good option. So that being said, it's nice to know I got 11 thumbs up. Explain. And got 8 views. Very good stream. I like the stream. It's been very good. A warrior as always. Stand by the warrior. Slingshot warrior. That being said, I think it's time for me to go. I'll go off air, that is. I'll give everyone a chance to say their goodbyes. Well, I'll put it this way. Okay, they bounce too much. Well, you can make a catch box that really does work. Yeah, a catch box. Like I said, you can make a catch box. But if you want to get a repeating crossbow, get a Cobra Adder. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. It's been nice talking to you. Remember, practice throwing an axe. Learn to throw the axe. Yeah, well, you could use a tote, or you could use basically cut out one of those plastic blue barrels. One of those plastic blue barrels, you probably can get one of those industrial plastic blue barrels with a cap on it. You can use that. Well, there's different size of totes, plastic totes. You can get like plastic totes in different sizes. So yeah, if that's what you want. The 12 thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. Well, I'll put it go in Art, but I think you can handle it. It's got a scope, Art. God bless you all. God bless you all, and stay ready and train with your hands and all weapons. Bye bye.